When I first became an instructor, I thought, okay, great, I'm going to go learn how to become a swim instructor.
Right.
It really has nothing to do with swimming and everything to do with behavioral psychology and learning how children learn.
Oh, wow.
Children learn by sensory motor learning. They learn by doing.
Mm-hmm.
They learn by actively engaging their environment. So we have to allow them to do that safely in the water and take them through the process of learning to roll back and float and swim and kick and move your arms and the timing of the swim and the float. And so it's extremely interesting process that we teach by, and it's very engaging, and it's actually changed my home life and how I raise my children.
How so?
If I can figure out what the stimulus for behavior is, I can present the stimulus, allow the child, my daughter, to do whatever it is I wanted them to do, and then I could reinforce it without forcing my child. So, we still have family things that happen, and no, you're going to go clean your room whether you want to or not. But the example is, how do you get a 3-year-old to eat her dinner?
Right.
If she don't want to eat, she's not eating.
Sure.
That's child abuse. Me trying to put the food in her mouth, so you can't. It's not something that I can force her to do.
But you need her to eat, because if she dies, it's your fault.
Well, she's going to eat when she's hungry. She's not going to die, but she's going to be cranky in 2 hours because she's hungry, and it's bedtime.
Right.
So, okay, take one bite of your food, and you could be done. Mm-hmm. Well, of course, she's going to take one bite of her food because she wants to be done. So she takes a bite of food. I jump up and do the most ridiculous happy dance you've ever seen in your life.
Right.
Sit back down, look across the table at my wife, and say, "So how was your day, dear?" Like nothing ever happened. And she's like, "Why'd you do that for, Dad?"
Right.
"I don't know. You want to take another bite of food?"
Right.
She takes another bite of food. I get up and reinforce it.
Right.
So I provided the stimulus now with take one bite.
Right.
The reinforcer is Dad acts like an idiot and dances around the kitchen.
Right.
So she takes a bite. Pretty soon, the plate of food's gone.
Right.
So she ate it. I didn't get a bite to eat that day.
You got to work at it, though.
I did.
Yeah.
I think at one point I hurt myself because I did a somersault on the hardwood floors.
Nice.
So the next day, she won't eat. "Oh, no. Take one bite." She takes a bite. I do a happy dance. She takes another bite. Nothing.
Right.
"Dad, why don't you do a happy dance?" "I don't know what you're talking about." Take another bite. She takes a bite. I do it. So then I slowly lean myself out.
Right.
And pretty soon she's eating her dinner, and then I do it once every week, and then once every other month.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to do it anymore. She's just eating her dinner without the struggle of, "Eat your dinner. I don't want to eat my dinner." To cry, and then my wife's looking at me because I'm getting mad, and then she's getting mad, and then it's just a miserable evening at home
Nobody's
with the family.
happy.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
But that is how we teach ISR lessons. We set the environment up for the child to do something.
Right.
As the instructor, we reinforce it. Then we are more likely to get that behavior again, and that's how we teach.
That's perfect. I like it.
It's how children learn. So
it makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. And so, what if a parent wanted to get lessons for their child?
Infantswim.com.
Right.
And you can type in your zip code, and the closest instructor will pop up. I think the setting on the website is 20 to 30 miles. So when you type in your zip code, put in a higher number of miles if you can't find one.
Right.
Find an instructor, even if it's 60 or 70 miles, contact the instructor, maybe they'll come to you.
And if you want to leave some advice for parents to be safer on the pool, what would you tell them?
Layers of supervision, always. Watch your child. There should be alarms on the back doors and the back windows. There should be a barrier, a lifesaver pool fence, in between the house and the pool. Mm-hmm. The last line of defense is giving your child the ability to know what to do when they're in that situation. Mm-hmm. You might have a pool, but the pond you're visiting at the park doesn't have a fence around it.
Sure.
The lake you're going to visit, the neighbors that you go visit might not have a fence around their pool. So the more layers you can set up, the more redundancy you can have, the less chance of failure of all of those. If your only thing you have is ISR lessons, if that happens to fail for some reason because the water's too cold or the child bumped their head as they went into the water, you go on chance.
Right.
If you have 5 or 6 layers, what are the chances of 5 or 6 layers breaking down?
Yeah, the more layers you have,
absolutely.
The closer you get to a fail-safe system.
Exactly.
Right? You can't have a perfect fail-safe system,
Never.
but the closer you get. Right?
Exactly.
And what's nice about ISR or swim instruction in general is you protect the child, not the water.
Exactly.
Which I always thought was good.
I've heard the phrase "prepare the child for the path, not the path for the child."
Makes sense.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And then CPR, right? I always like to tell people
Absolutely.
It's not only a layer of protection that you're doing it afterwards, but you know, in the event something happens, I mean, parents should
You
know
know what to do.
CPR.
That's
Anyways.
right.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I don't want to make it sweat out here because it is super hot in this room.
Really?
Yeah, and it's Florida, and he's from
I
Michigan.
haven't noticed.
Yeah, he's from Michigan, which means he's melting.
Why do I have to chew my air?
Yeah.
It's so humid.
Yeah,
I'm running a race tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I don't know why you are. That's a
Like
terrible
I'm
idea.
walking or jogging.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad for me. I'm used to it, but yeah, I'm surprised I haven't melted into my black couch
Yeah,
either,
right.
which is terrible.
Thanks.
Good deal, man.
Appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much. It was really
You're
great.
welcome. Thank you for having me. This has been
Absolutely.
fantastic. Great to meet you.
Awesome. You too.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.